Hey guys, we are sitting right now in the car at Shelby Park, and we have a couple things that we got to do today. This lesson I always do in the same spot right here by the dog park, in this little green area, and then on the path here, the walking trail, and then there's another green area over here. I'm not sure yet if I'll actually take her into the dog park, but I'm usually not a massive fan of the dog park, but today I took Radner in there. Some solid, really great dogs in there today. If I ever sniff that there's kind of like a contentious element at the dog park, then I just won't go in. But it's also, you know, a lot of trainers are like, oh, dogs can get diseases and all this stuff. And it's like, yeah, they can get diseases from living life, like anybody can. It's like dogs are not fragile beings, and we cannot and should not treat them as such. They're very strong, and the more that I believe in that strength and I lean into that strength, I usually make a really strong dog. So ultimately, this lady was really cool. She actually threw the ball a little bit for Radner earlier, so that's cool. So what you hear right now, that chewing sound, is Radner resting, taking stress out on her bone, because we just did the video that I'm about to do for Frankie. So in 20 minutes, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through freedom, we're gonna go through play, and we're gonna go through work, okay? So the only thing that I'm gonna be using in these exercises is a flat collar and a long leash, and potentially some food. Probably no food. And the idea of this is to give you a real day in the life picture of what it looks like to give your dog engagement, and what that should look like, and kind of the ethos that I go about it. So, all right, so we have this girl. What are you doing? And we're actually at the dog park, so I'm probably gonna let her drag here in just a second. Say hi, Bubs. Good girl. You see that happy babies? So I've already met all these dogs. They're super great. Nice, well-balanced dogs. Good girl. Good girl. See how they're not putting on too much pressure, but they're circulating. That's all normal behavior. So what we're doing today is just honestly proofing a little bit of the communication system. Frankie here. Pop. Come here. She said, I want to get this boy sniffed. I want to get some good sniffers. That's a good girl. That was so good. Did you say hi to him? Yeah. Good girl. What do you think about that, huh? What do you think about that? You gonna say hi to the bubbles? Good girl. Good job. Just a little free time. Good girl. Do you like her? Yeah. Say hi, friend. Good girl. She's so sweet.
I got two girls too.
Very excited. Hi.
Yes.
What are you
Y'all ought to get
doing?
along.
Yeah.
Y'all sweet.
You say hi?
Yes.
What a good girl. I know, you're dragging it. Come here, Mama. Come on. Come on. There you go. Come on. Let's go. Yes, good girl. Come on. Good girl. That's a good girl. Notice how I'm using those little negative spatial pressure pulls. She's doing awesome. So one thing that I noticed about her in the very beginning of training was that given a lot of freedom, she'll just run. And she's had rehearsal of this, and it seems like she's been chased a lot and had the opportunity to get away. That's bad. So what we've been trying to do over this last week, which it's not enough time to off-leash train a dog in a week, not without the e-collar and lots of good reps put in. But the idea here, what we need to be doing over probably the next 2-3 handoff lessons is she knows all the obedience stuff. She needs to develop some trust. We need to develop some trust in her that if we call her and she comes to us, that she's going to get paid for that. That's the first thing. she has a muscle memory for I call, you run away. Unlike a lot of dogs that I have worked with who you tell them to stop, they stop. You tell them to sit, they sit. You tell them to down, they down. She still has a lot of work to do. Even though she's been with me for a week, usually I hold the dog for 4 weeks to do all the off-leash stuff. So the reason I'm going through this is to tell you she's not ready for that yet, okay? So tonight when we do the handoff, we're gonna be doing, we're gonna have our hand on the long leash. We may do our feet, but she's gonna be attached to a leash in some way. Notice that when I'm with her, like when we're just coexisting together and the leash is attached, she just surrenders. She's like, okay, this is fine. But there's this whole game of getting the leash on that you guys have somehow conditioned her that there's some sort of conflict there, and she just runs from it to turn it off, and that is really, really bad, okay? So what I want to show you is how I use negative spatial pressure. Let's go. To pull her into my space. And I can use my feet on the long leash to kind of enforce that. Good girl. So right here, easy. I'm gonna step on the leash there. Good girl. Let's go. Good girl. Notice how she checked in there. Good job. And then when we get out of the dog park, I might hold it for just a second. I'm not sure. I might hold the leash for just a second. But the point of this is to say, you don't have trust for her right now off the leash, okay? So you shouldn't be letting a dog off the leash that you don't trust. She also doesn't trust you with that recall either. So that's another good reason not to let her off the leash yet. Come on. You smell the poopies? Yeah, good girl. Nice job. We're just gonna come to a stop right here. I'm gonna let her offer a sit. No, sit. Sit down. Good girl. Good job. We're gonna let them go out first. Good girl. It's a big pet peeve of mine what he's doing right now. All right. Okay, he closed it good. So he left that first gate open at first. All right, let's go. So as we're going out, there's obviously arousal spikes as we're approaching the exit. Notice how that outer gate is still open. Always, 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 always close these freaking gates. No. Pop. Pop. There we go. No. There we go. Gotta learn a little communication system. Let's go. Good. Stop it right there. Make sure this is closed. All right, let's go. Excellent work. Good. Wait. Good. Very nice, Mama. Very good. Yeah, we learned our lesson, didn't we? All right, we're gonna drag that leash right on out here into the grass. Good girl. Good job, Mama. Good girl. Yes. Good. I'm gonna do a little spatial pull here. So notice how I'm doing some little direction changes to kind of pull her into my space. Let's go. Good girl. Good. And when I come to a stop, good. She should auto sit. All right, let's go. Just a little work here. Nothing too crazy. Just giving her a little bit of time for freedom, a little bit of time for play, and a little bit of time for... Shoot, I don't know when I paused the video, which sucks. I just bought a pair of Meta glasses, and I hope that I don't have the same problems with those, but I fumbled something and stopped recording. Anyway, so we have been drag leash walking from way over that hill, like probably this distance further going that way. So probably like a quarter of a mile. And what we're doing right now is just doing a little recall practice. As I structured walk, when I'm walking and I come to a stop, the dog is to auto sit, which she's doing perfectly. And then I pay the dog, and then I turn my body towards the dog to kind of give them an implied stay. And that's what we're doing right now. And when I call her, it's just, Frankie, come. Yes, good girl. Very nice. Notice that the yes is the release word from that position, okay? And then I'm stopped. I'm gonna do the same thing again here. I'm not letting her go between. Good. Notice how just facing my body at her accomplishes that. No, because I didn't tell her she could get up. I'm gonna give her a little bump there. Pop. And what do we do with that? Good. Turning my back on her. Giving her distance here. This time I'm gonna go a little bit further than the leash lasts. About 3 or 4 feet. And we're just gonna wait for a second. So what I was gonna say earlier is that if I get to my recall point and I don't wait longer once I get here than I did the last time, then I really haven't effectively added any duration to my implied stay. So you get to your recall point and then you start the clock once you get to your recall point. And it's nice when you video it because you have like a little timestamp. So I can give it how, in the beginning I might go, okay, I'm 40 feet away from the dog, I'll give it 40 seconds. So I'll sit there and watch my little ticker as I'm going, and it goes by pretty quickly because I can't stop talking. There we go. Frankie, come. Yes. Very good. Nice little pull there. Good job. Good girl. Good job. Nice job. No. Excellent. That was a perfect redirection. Notice I'm not going to pay her for going back into the position. I'm going to go the length of the leash plus 6 feet. And now we're going to wait for like a minute. So as I'm doing this, this all started with me way up there, like 6 feet away. So over the last week, we've just been proofing this stuff. And she's done so well. Literally, she's just accomplished so much in a week. I know that when she first came to us, she was very bad at recall. Very bad. She had like a kind of a natural reaction to just run away. And that obviously is super scary. But what happens is we let the dog off the leash prematurely, and we don't have any trust for them, and the dog doesn't have any trust that when we're moving into their space, it's to get them to recall. It pushes them further away, because now that they're over there and they know, oh, I'm in trouble, right? So that's bad. I have to build that emotional trust with the dog through play. So that's why fetch and tug are so valuable, as it gives me the opportunity to have kind of a hook to hang on of movement away and toward the handler, back and forth. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to call her, and when I have been calling her in the past and I say yes, I've been doing it very enthusiastically and I've been backing up a lot. This time I'm just going to back up a tiny bit. Okay, Frankie, come. Yes. Excellent. So we're starting to fade out a little bit of that help. Yes, come here, mamas. You're doing so good. Are you ready to go take a nap? All right, another thing that we did was we actually walked into the dog park, and I let her meet a couple of dogs that I had met when Radner was with me just 10 minutes before. Good girl. You're doing so good. Let's get you on the proper side though, right here. Show you the right picture. Good girl. Yes, good girl. Very nice. So she got to meet, I think, 5 dogs. There were 3 labs. You want to walk in that grass, huh? So part of this too is like, I'm not going to be a complete asshole Nazi perfectionist about like, oh, you have to walk on the pavement, especially when it's blazing hot. I'm kind of giving her an opportunity to tell me what she prefers, which isn't bad. So she'll walk a little bit on here, and then sometimes she'll dip into the grass a little bit. Let's go. Nice job. Good girl. And she knows where we are. back at the truck here. So she's like, oh, it's time to rest now. There's our good girl. Good job. And let's you just kind of chill here for a second. What are you supposed to be doing? Notice I'm not petting her. Good. Very nice. Good girl. Very good. Nice job, Mama. She's killing it.